My sugar levels have been quite high recently, and I haven't been eating half as much as what I normally used to.
I check my bloods in the morning, and it can't be before 6 before food and can't be above 8 after food. It's been above 8 a few times. So now I'm taking tablets. I take 4 tablets a day, and I'm also injecting insulin since last week into my leg.
When I first knew about it, I was worried. But then when I learned by the clinic that how can I control it, manage that diabetes control, and I was thankfully successfully able to do that.
If you're not able to control your gestational diabetes through diet and exercise, or you found that what was working to control your blood glucose level is no longer working so well, then it's time to talk about diabetes medication.
Baby moving?
Yeah, all good.
And I'm sure, as Tanya told you, everybody gets a little bit diabetic in pregnancy, so it's nothing to worry about. Have you been keeping your blood sugar levels for us?
I actually had a high result yesterday. Came back at 9 after breakfast. But I knew I was coming down today, so I didn't phone. I knew I had an appointment this morning with you.
You've done very well, haven't you? Lots of testing.
Yeah.
So, all of the readings are in target, apart from this one yesterday after breakfast. Was there anything unusual happened yesterday morning?
No, just normal, wasn't it? I had 2 crumpets, which are in the green band. I've been checking everything, and just a cup of tea. I've gone to skimmed milk and sweeteners.
Looking at all the other readings, they're all fine. If this continues to be a pattern of them going up, what we're looking for after food is that they stay less than 7.8 really.
Yeah.
A completely one-off reading, we can monitor that. But if it happens again, then we'll need to think about adding in a tablet.
Okay.
All right. And the tablet that we'd recommend in these circumstances is a tablet called metformin.
Yeah.
Metformin helps your body respond more normally to insulin and is safe to be taken during pregnancy, but it's not always enough.
It was scary, definitely it was scary. I didn't know what it meant for me, and I didn't know exactly what it would do to the children. With diabetes, what I've learned is that it's all about control, and professionals definitely helped me doing that. I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. Being an Asian, our diets are more, I would say, carbohydrate rich, and that increases our, glucose blood levels, and that is linked to the diabetes and the poor control.
How are you finding the blood sugars?
High, and I'm not eating much at all. And I've changed my diet. I've had, instead of the pasta, I've had the whole meals. Instead. So I don't drink Coke, nothing, just water and squash. So I don't know why they're rising with me.
So you've had a chat with the dietitian, and you made the changes. That they recommended, and despite that, and taking the tablet, you still find that they're tending to creep up. And often we do find this with the gestational diabetes, despite following the diet and taking the tablet. Sometimes we do find that the blood sugars do still increase. And when that's the case, that's the indication to us that it's a time to start insulin injections. Okay, is that what you were expecting?
Yeah. I asked yesterday.
Insulin is also safe to use during pregnancy.
I wanted this baby for so long. I have, I've changed because I used to like full fat Coke and stuff like that, but because I wanted this baby for so long, I have stopped it, Thank you.
It'll be very straightforward.
Okay.
And you'll be able to do it without any difficulty at all.
Okay.
And it'll just be from now until the end of pregnancy. As soon as the baby's born, then we'll be able to stop the insulin.
Okay.
This is part of the normal spectrum of pregnancy. Trials have shown that there are more problems if there is no treatment, so it is worth making that extra bit of effort to get excellent glucose control. You'll do your test dose first.
Yeah.
And then we're going to dial 3.
Okay.
Got that? Okay.
Yeah.
So I wake up in the morning, take my bloods, and then I've got to take the insulin 10 minutes before I have food, and then I take my bloods an hour after food, and I take the tablets, and then I take my bloods after lunch, an hour after lunch and an hour after dinner, and then I take 2 tablets with dinner as well.
Ginty finds the mornings hardest to manage.
I've noticed that some of the mornings I'm getting higher readings because of the cereals I'm having, so obviously if I have toast it doesn't go as high. But with the cereals, even though they're low sugar cereals, they're still rising.
Most of your readings have been, below that sort of 7.8 mark, sort of an hour after food. But there's the odd one or two that have gone above.
Yeah.
I think we'll carry on with that small dose of insulin of 3 at the moment. But if we see some further readings going above 7.8, we'll probably increase the dose then.
All right, brilliant.
To get your head around insulin, you need to know that there are 2 types. The first works in the background of your day, keeping your blood glucose stable between meals. It's called basal insulin. You take it in the morning or at bedtime. Then there's insulin that acts quickly to balance up your meals. It works really quickly, so you inject it ideally before or just after eating.
We work hard to get the best control to reduce the chances of the babies getting too big, and because there could be delivery issues with those babies.
When you read stuff on the internet, it can be quite scary because you're reading all different things, and some things say bad things and some say things that you should worry about, but you're trying to control it, and that's all you can do.
That's a lovely, neat, nicely growing baby.
The team is working towards a safe delivery and to decrease the risk of you both developing diabetes in later life.
They're, pregnant, they're busy, they may be working, they got to do their blood sugars regularly, maybe watch their diet, maybe take tablets, take insulin. It's a big commitment for women. It's just giving them the extra support to do that.
It did make a difference. They did say that if after doing all this it still doesn't come in control, then they would have put me on insulin, which luckily I didn't need to go on to. So I was able to manage with the medication and with the diet and the exercise regime.
Not everyone ends up needing insulin.
About a third of patients end up being managed by dietary treatment alone. About a third need metformin, and approximately a third then end up progressing to insulin treatment. That's the local data that we found here from analysing this clinic.
One very encouraging statistic is that all these mums had successful deliveries. And as you can see, Rushi is the proud mother of twins.
Now I need to look after my kids as well, and also be able to go back to work and lead a hopefully relatively a healthy life. Yeah. I need to make sure I don't fall back into my old habits, which are very easy to do. And also I've learned that, it's not that you can't still enjoy those starchy and sugary foods. You can, but make sure you do it in a moderation, and then you burn those calories off. You exercise. Don't fall off from that routine that you have made.
For more information, have a look at the Diabetes UK website and look after yourself.